Shield Burial. Woodmere Roll Lily, the 4, Adam Werner. Five is Counter Currency with David Dowling. 6, Miss Cabana for Colin Shepard. She's So Sweet is 7, Mark Campbell. Second qualifier lines up. Miss Sangria, MD's Girl, Singing Ramona, Woodmere Roll Lily, Counter Currency, Miss Cabana, She's So Sweet Outside. Top of the stretch. Here they come. Rough and pacing, Woodmere Roll Lily leaving out. Singing Ramona goes right with her. On the cones at Miss Sangria. Fourth one into the turn is MD's Girl. Moving into fifth is Miss Cabana. Then Counter Currency is sixth. The early trailer, She's So Sweet is seventh. Quarter pole bound, Burial made the lead with Singing Ramona. Miss Sangria goes second. Woodmere Roll Lily dropped in third. Fourth at the rail, MD's Girl. On the move on the outside fifth. Miss Cabana goes underway. Counter Currency races sixth. Trailing seventh. That She's So Sweet. The opening quarter goes 30. And 1/5. They're midway on the turn and on the point. That's Singing Ramona, the fraction center. Miss Sangria, the two-hole ride, coming first up on the outside third. Miss Cabana. Fourth up the rail, Woodmere Roll Lily, MD's Girl fifth. Counter Currency sixth. Seventh is She's So Sweet. Halfway home, Singing Ramona, the midway point leader. Miss Sangria, the veteran mare, going free-legged today with the two-hole ride. 60 seconds flat for a half a mile. 29 4. Second quarter. By the 5/8 they go, continuing to lead it. It's Singing Ramona. Miss Sangria second, Woodmere Roll Lily, Counter Currency coming now out of the backfield to take over fourth. Fifth up the rail is MD's Girl, Miss Cabana outside sixth, on the cone seventh. She's So Sweet. They go by three quarters. Singing Ramona still there. Oh, and they're picking them up, and they're putting them down late. 1:30. And one was three quarters, and they're homeward bound. Singing Ramona looks to close it out. Miss Sangria, that garden ride, is second. Woodmere Roll Lily third. Counter Currency comes fourth. On the wire next, and it's Singing Ramona for Barrio. Up the inside, it looked like Woodmere Roll Lily alongside Miss Sangria, and they stop the clock. 1:58.3. Another closing panel, 28-2. Here's a rundown of the second qualifier. Miss Sangria third, MD's Girl sixth, Singing Ramona the winner. Woodmere Roll Lily second, Counter Currency fourth, Miss Cabano was seventh. She's So Sweet finished fifth. Fractions went 30-1. 1 minute, 1:30-1. The mile 1:58.3. Introducing the third qualifier, Proud of You Today, wears number 1 for Bim Ford. 2, Connor's Magic for Corey McPherson. 3 will be Southfield Striker for Mike McGuigan. Southfield Striker today, free-legged. For KT's Affliction, Jason Hughes. Hyperventilate is the 5 for Gilles Barrio. No Fool McKinley wears 6 with Kenny Arsenault. And the 7 is Meraki for Darrell McLean. Inside Out, Proud of You Today, Connor's Magic, Southfield Striker, KT's Affliction, Hyperventilate, No Fool McKinley, Meraki, top of the stretch. Approaching a start. The rough and facing Proud of You Today along the rail. Hyperventilate between horses and Meraki from the far outside, that trio leaving out. Southfield Striker is the 4th one around the turn. Up 3 high in 5th is No Fool McKinley. On the cone 6 is Connor's Magic, and KT's Affliction will trail them early. Quarter pole bound, it's Proud of You Today with Bim Ford on that early lead. Tucking away with the 2-hole ride, that is Meraki. To get away 3rd is Hyperventilate. In mid-pack 4th, that is Southfield Striker. No Fool McKinley 5th. Racing 6 on the inside is Connor's Magic. Outside, KT's Affliction is the trailer 7th. Oh, they're very comfortable here in the early going. Just 32 and a 1 was that opening quarter. Proud of You Today has his own way up front. Meraki is edged out of second. Back into third is Hyperventilate. Southfield Striker fourth. Moving up fifth on the outside. That is KT's Affliction. No Fool McKinley is sixth. And Connor's Magic trailing the field at the midway point. Proud of You Today was halfway home, and he got him there in 102 and 3. They picked it up to 30 and 2 in the second split. Onward they go, arriving at 5/8. Proud of You Today, the leader on Meraki. Back into third, Hyperventilate. KT's Affliction driving fourth on the outside. Southfield Striker rides the rail fifth. Connor's Magic picks up sixth. Now the trailer. That is No Fool McKinley, new leader as they go by three-quarters. Meraki takes over late for McLean. Second is Proud of You Today, the three-quarters in 1. 33 and 1, just an eighth of a mile out. Meraki homeward bound. Proud of You Today goes second. Back into third. KT's Affliction. Connor's Magic now takes over fourth. No Fool McKinley comes late fifth, but it's Meraki on the line for Darrell McLean. Proud of You Today will finish second, and Connor's Magic rallies in for the third place. Time for the mile in 2:01 and 3. How's about another 28-2 closer? Now the rundown from the third qualifier. Proud of You Today, second. Connor's Magic, third. Southfield Striker, seventh. KT's Affliction, fifth. Hyperventilate finished sixth. No Fool McKinley, fourth. Meraki was the winner. Fractions were 32 and 1, 102 and 3, 133 and 1, and the mile 2:01 and 3. The fourth qualifier now on the track. The one is Talk Some Smack, Todd Walsh. Mayhem Man wears number 2 for Brody McPhee. Three is Check Your Source, Gordy Hennessy. Four is Grand Ave Legend, Thane Arsenault. Five, Slate, Mark Campbell. Wims Drop Off wears 6, Kenneth Wilkie. The two-horse Mayhem Man had a little equipment issue, a little late getting this fourth one to you. They're all lined up with Talk Some Smack, Mayhem Man, Check Your Source, Grand Ave Legend, Slate, and Whims Drop Off, top of the stretch. Here they come. There they go, off and pacing, Check Your Source and Talk Some Smack are the first two out. Moving up third on the outside is Slate, Mayhem Man up the rail fourth. Then fifth is Grand Ave Legend, and three high on the outside, Whims Drop Off is the trailer six as they move round the turn and get set to straighten to the backstretch, and there goes Check Your Source for Gordy Hennessy to be the early leader. Talk Some Smack is second, racing from third. That's Slate. Away fourth on the cones is Mayhem Man. Back into fifth is Grand Ave Legend, followed by the trailer, Whims Drop Off. So the opening quarter, that'll go to Check Your Source, and he was there. Another comfortable opener, 31-4. Talk Some Smack is second. Slate around the turn, edging out third. Fourth up the rail, Mayhem Man. Back into fifth is Grand Ave Legend. Trailing the field, Whims Drop Off. So they approach the midway point. Not happy with the fractions. That's Campbell and Slate to take over the lead at the midway point. Check Your Source is second. Talk Some Smack third. With the leaders, fourth is Mayhem Man. Back into fifth is Grand Ave Legend. Whims Drop Off sixth. A half mile into 102-2. And off stride at the back, Grand Ave Legend hit the run by the 5/8, the leader. That is Slate. Second is Check Your Source. Talk Some Smack third. Mayhem Man going wide fourth. Whims Drop Off fifth. In the backfield, that's Grand Ave Legend. They arrive at three-quarters, and Slate starting to drive away late with Campbell. Opens up by 4, make it 5, the three-quarters in 132-4. Eighth of a mile to come, and it's Slate the leader. Check Your Source. Talk Some Smack in third. Mayhem Man fourth. Whims Drop Off is fifth as they land on the line next. This one goes to Slate with Mark Campbell. Tight for the deuce. Up the inside, that's Check Your Source with Talk Some Smack right alongside. The mile in 2:01 and 1. Here's the rundown in the fourth qualifier. Talk Some Smack third. Mayhem Man fourth. Check Your Source was second. Grand Ave Legend sixth. Slate the winner. Whims Drop Off fifth. Fractions of 31-4. 102-2. 132-4. and the mile 2:01 and 1. In review, it's 3:42.615. In the next qualifier, that's number 5, the 2-entry next in line, Corey McPherson drives. Next in line in the upcoming 5th, the driver, Corey McPherson. In the 5th qualifier, the 1 is Princess Halo with Kenny Murphy. Next in line 2, Corey McPherson. 3 is Lindale Pixie for Jason Hughes. There's the 4, G'day Maid, Nick Oakes. Five is Hamac Smoothie for Jill Barrio. Equal Dignity wears 6, Brody McPhee. And the 7, Georgia Thompson, Adam Werner. Fifth qualifier lines up. Bit of a break after the fifth race. We'll get some of the qualifying horses warmed up. A little track maintenance. In the fifth, Princess Halo. Next in line, Lindale Pixie. G'day, mate. Hamac Smoothie. Equal Dignity. Georgia Thompson's outside. Top of the stretch. They're approaching a start. The rough and pacing Princess Halo on the rail will lead them out. Next in line goes second, Equal Dignity. Comes from the outside third. The fourth one is G'day Mate. Then fifth, and moving from the outside, is Georgia Thompson. Racing from sixth is Hamac Smoothie. The early trailer, that's Lindale Pixie. Quarter pole bound, led by Princess Halo. In line to Kenny Murphy. Next in line, dropped in for that two-hole ride. Racing from third is Equal Dignity. Then fourth in mid-pack is G'day Mate in straight alignment by the quarter. Up into fifth, that is Georgia Thompson. Racing sixth, Hamac Smoothie. Then the trailer seventh is Lindale Pixie. They were up the opening quarter in 31 and 2. On the point after 3/8, it's Princess Halo, the fraction setter. In the two-hole, that is next in line. A little gap back into third is Equal Dignity. G'day Mate continues fourth. Georgia Thompson is coming to the outside from fifth. Then it's Hamac Smoothie sixth. Trailing the field, that is Lindale Pixie at the midway point in 102 and 1/5. And on the lead, it's Princess Halo as they go round the paddock turn for the second time, approaching 5/8. Second is next in line. Georgia Thompson is picking them off. Wow, on the outside. What a rush here for Murner. Georgia Thompson circles up to take over the lead. Second is Princess Halo. Next in line to the outside third. Equal Dignity fourth. G'day Mate fifth. Hamac Smoothie is racing from sixth. Then the trailer. That's Lindale Pixie. The three-quarters was up in 1:32 and 3. And it's all Georgia Thompson turning for home. Second is Princess Halo. Next in line on the outside third. Coming late fourth. That is Equal Dignity. On the wire next and alone there. That's Georgia Thompson in line for Adam Murner. Second is Equal Dignity. Princess Halo held on to be third. The mile in 2:01 and 1. Here's the rundown from the fifth qualifier. Princess Halo was third. Next in line, fourth. Lindale Pixie, seventh. G'day Mate, sixth. Hamac Smoothie, fifth. Equal Dignity was second. Georgia Thompson was the race winner. Fractions went 31 and 2, 102 and 1, 132 and 3, and the mile 2:01 and 1. The sixth qualifier now is on the track. I See True Grit will wear number 1. He's now entering the home stretch. 2 is Leaving Bruises, Corey McPherson. Neptune Sealster, 3, Adam Murner. For Brookdale Ollie for Kenny Arsenault. 5, Montrose Hope and qualifying driver Brett Clough. 6 is George's Credit with Kenneth Wilkie. Qualifier number 6 lines up. I See True Grit, Leaving Bruises, Neptune Sealster, Brookdale Ollie, Montrose Hope, George's Credit. Top of the stretch. Here they come. Rough and pacing. I See True Grit will lead him out at the rail. Second is Leaving Bruises. Third one going into the turn is Brookdale Ollie. Along the inside for fourth is Neptune Sealster. George's Credit takes over fifth. Then the trailer. That's Montrose Hope. Up the backstretch they go, and it's I See True Grit for Ronnie Matheson, clear by 3. Second is Leaving Bruises. Racing from third, that's Brookdale Ollie. Fourth on the cones is Neptune Sealster. George's Credit has fifth, trailing the field 6. That is Montrose Hope. They're over to the quarter in 29 and 1/5 in straight alignment as they approach the 3/8. On the front end, it's IC True Grit, the leader. In the 2-hole, Leaving Bruises. Out of the turn from third, that is Brookdale Aldi. Neptune Sealster looks after fourth. George's Credit in fifth. Trailing the field, that is Montrose Hope. Arriving up the opening half mile, IC True Grit, the midway point leader. Racing second is Leaving Bruises, continuing third. That's Brookdale Aldi, the half mile in a minute. And 1/5, still straight alignment as they go to the 5/8, led by IC True Grit. In the 2-hole, Leaving Bruises, continuing third. That's Brookdale Aldi, Neptune Sealster fourth. And there's the first sign of a right line movement from Neptune Sealster. George's Credit fifth. Montrose Hope continuing to trail the 3/4 coming next. IC True Grit under siege here. Neptune Sealster has picked him off to take over the lead late. 3/4 of a mile in 1:32 flat. Headed on home, led by Neptune Sealster. IC True Grit is second, Leaving Bruises. Brookdale Aldi on the outside, way wide as they drive down the stretch, led by Neptune Sealster, and he will win. In line to Adam Werner. Up the inside second, Leaving Bruises. Brookdale Aldi finishes third. Time of the mile, 2 minutes, 3/5. Now the results in the 6th qualifier. IC True Grit fifth. Leaving Bruises second. Neptune Sealster the race winner. Brookdale Aldi third. Montrose Hope was sixth. George's Credit finished fourth. The fractions went 29 and 1. 1 minute 1. 1:32. Mile 2 minutes, 3/5. The 7th qualifiers on the track, 1 Windermere Kirk with Kenny Arsenault. Woodmere Skyline, number 2, Mike McGuigan. Tobin's Party, 3, Jason Hughes. Salisbury Ian is 4, Corey McPherson. No boats on Sunday, wears 5 for Miles Heffernan Sr. Six, Impeccable Shadow, Adam Renner. Seventh qualifier has Windermere Kirk, Woodmere Skyline, Tobin's Party, Salisbury Ian. No boats on Sunday. Impeccable Shadow on the gate. Top of the stretch. Approaching a start. A little staggered start to get the 7th underway and going to the lead. That's No Boats on Sunday. Second into the turn is Woodmere Skyline, up in between horses as they race around the turn. Driving for third is Tobin's Party. Moving up fourth, that's Impeccable Shadow. Outside for fifth is Salisbury Ian, and on the cone 6 is Windermere Kirk. Along the back stretch of the opening quarter, led by No Boats on Sunday for Miles Sr. Tucked away in the 2-hole, that is Woodmere Skyline. Racing from third is Impeccable Shadow. Fourth at the rail is Tobin's Party. Now fifth is Salisbury Ian, and Windermere Kirk is trailing 6. So the road to the front quarter in a comfortable fraction of 32 and 1. No Boats on Sunday is the leader at the 3/8. Racing from second is Woodmere Skyline. Impeccable Shadow continues to go third. Racing from fourth as they approach the opening half mile is Tobin's Party. Salisbrook Ian fifth, and the trailer, that is Windermere Kirk. At the midway point, that's No Boats on Sunday. Halfway home, and he's there in 102 and 3. Tracking along second is Woodmere Skyline, with the leaders in third, Impeccable Shadow. Back to fourth along the inside is Tobin's Party. Salisbrook Ian underway fifth, and the gapped out trailer, that is Windermere Kirk. Up the backstretch they go, and the tempo picks up as they arrive next at 3/4. Here comes Impeccable Shadow from the outside to take over the lead. No Boats on Sunday is second, and they are picking them up, and they are putting them down late. 3/4 of a mile in 1:32 and 3. 30 seconds flat in the third, and they're on their way home. No Boats on Sunday along the rail. Impeccable Shadow right alongside. Salisbrook Ian has closed up late third. 3 of them across the track, and Salisbrook Ian has the late step to win with McPherson. Impeccable Shadow second. No Boats on Sunday will finish third, and they're home 2 minutes, 2/5, 27-4, closing quarter. Now the results of the 7th qualifier. Windermere Kirk was 6th. Woodmere Skyline 5th. Tobin's Party 4th. Salisbrook Ian the winner. No Boats on Sunday 3rd. Impeccable Shadow was 2nd. 32 and 1. 102 and 3. 132 and 3. And the mile was 2 minutes and 2/5. In the 8th qualifier coming up next, Scratch the 4, Can't Be Touched, will not go. 8th qualifier, Scratch the 4, Can't Be Touched. The 8 qualifiers on the track. One is Salisbrook Honey with Jason Hughes. Two is Hamac Julia for Nick Oakes. Three is Little Reese's Pieces, Adam Murner. The 4 is scratched. 5 is Woodmere Heather M. and Brody McPhee. Hamac Jazzy Girl, the 6 for Kenny Murphy. Rock and Roll K7, Joe Barrio. Qualifier number 8 was Salisbrook Honey, Hamac Julia, Little Reese's Pieces, Woodmere Heather M., Hamac Jazzy Girl, Rock and Roll K's. Top of the stretch. They're approaching a start. Well, back leaving the 3, Little Reese's Pieces. There they go, off and pacing, and coming from the outside, Howmack Jazzy Girl for the lead. Woodmere Heather M on the rail, and way wide is Rock and Roll K's third as they move round the turn. Arriving at the opening 8 next, fourth is Salisbrook Honey. Then in fifth is Howmack Julia, followed by the early trailer, who was tardy at the start, Little Reese's Pieces. So along the backstretch, and Rock and Roll K's and Perio have cleared the lead as they arrive next at the quarter mile. Second is Howmack Jazzy Girl, all alone in third. That's Woodmere Heather M. Well back to fourth, Salisbrook Honey. Then it's Howmack Julia and Little Reese's Pieces, 29 and 2 was the opening quarter. They come off the turn and they straighten down the stretch. They have the midway point in their sights now. Rock and Roll K's the leader, sticking with them, racing from second. That's Howmack Jazzy Girl. Back to third is Woodmere Heather M. Then fourth is Salisbrook Honey. Little Reese's Pieces has moved into fifth, and now trailing the field, Howmack Julia, 58-4 was the rolling opening half mile. Approaching the 5H pole, led by Rock and Roll K's right there in the 2-hole. Howmack Jazzy Girl. Woodmere Heather M is starting to close up a tad, now in third. Fourth up the rail, Salisbrook Honey. Little Reese's Pieces fifth, and trailing the field, Howmack Julia. They're well strung out with a quarter of a mile left to go. The leader, Rock and Roll K's. Howmack Jazzy Girl is second. The 3/4 tripped in 90 seconds flat as they approach the 7/8. Rock and Roll K's the leader. That's Howmack Jazzy Girl sent to the outside for the stretch drive. Woodmere Heather M is third. Salisbrook Honey fourth. They're coming to the wire next. Here is Howmack Jazzy Girl for Kenny Murphy to win. Second is Rock and Roll K's. Woodmere Heather M held on to be third. The time for the mile in 1:58.2. Now the rundown from the 8th qualifier. Salisbury Honey 4th. Hamac Julia was 6th. Little Reese's Pieces 5th. Can't Be Touched was scratched. Woodmere Heather M 3rd. Hamac Jazzy Girl the winner. Rock and Roll K 2nd. Fractions of 29 and 2, 58 and 4, 130, and the mile 158 and 2. Ninth qualifiers on the track. Popularity number 1, Lenny Myers. 2 is Big Bad Bruiser for qualifying driver Brett Clough. Century Invictus 3, Jason Hughes. 4, Moonrider, Kenny Murphy. 5 is First Glance and Mark Campbell. 6, Force and Fury, Joe Barrio. 'We've got some Bearcats lining up here in the 9th race. Popularity, Big Bad Bruiser, Century Invictus, Moonrider, First Glance, Force and Fury, top of the stretch. They're approaching a start. The rough and pacing Moon Rider leaves out. Popularity is along the rail. The third one as they go to the turn, that is Big Bad Bruiser. Coming from the outside, fourth is Force and Fury. On the cones and racing, fifth, Century Invictus. The early trailer, that is First Glance. They're quarter pole bound, led by Popularity. In line to Lenny Myers. Moon Rider got away second. Big Bad Bruiser checks into third. Now racing from fourth, that is Force and Fury. Fifth is Century Invictus. Then the trailer is First Glance on by the opening station, and Popularity is the fraction center off a 29 and 3 opener. Moon Rider tracks along second. Around the turn, third is Big Bad Bruiser. Force and Fury races fourth, going wide fifth in Century Invictus. Then the trailer is First Glance. The backfield comes in motion now as they approach the opening half mile. Popularity the leader, Force and Fury in the blink of an eye from fourth to first at the opening half mile with Burial. Popularity could not hold him off the half in a minute and 4 from the outside and racing third, Century Invictus. On the rail, fourth is Moon Rider. First Glance outside is fifth, and Big Bad Bruiser on the cone sixth. They straighten up the backstretch, going to 3/4 next, and it is Force and Fury the leader. Popularity second. First Glance marches up 3 wide third. In between horses, Force, Century Invictus. In at the rail, Moon Rider, then the trailer. That's Big Bad Bruiser, 3/4 in the books in 1:30 and 2. They round the turn for the final time. Force and Fury the leader, just ahead away. That's First Glance. Popularity has third. Century Invictus fourth. Down the stretch they come. First Glance takes over late. Way wide comes Popularity. Moon Rider up the rail. First Glance and Mark Campbell on the line. Moon Rider was second. Looked like Popularity for third. The time for the mile in 1:59 and 1. Now the results of the ninth qualifier. Popularity third. Big Bad Bruiser sixth. Century Invictus fifth. Moon Rider was second. First Glance, the race winner. Force and Fury finished fourth. The fractions were 29 and 3. 1 minute 4. 1:30 and 2. And the mile 1:59 and 1. The 10th qualifiers on the track. I Can Do It wears 1 with Keith Ford. 2 is Evening Maelstrom with Kenny Murphy. 3 is J.J. Kinley with Kenny Arsenault. 'Checkers Pride, the 4, Adam Werner. 5, Sagali, Stephen Shepard. Miss Chantal Mockerbay, 6, Kenny Wilkie. 7, Woodmere Jade will be free-legged, Miles Heffernan Sr. Number 8, Elm Grove Misty and Crocker Kelly. Eight of them across the gate here in the 10th. I Can Do It. Evening Maelstrom. J.J. Kinley. Checkers Pride. Sagali. Miss Chantal Mockerbay. Woodmere Jade. Elm Grove Misty. On the grandstand side. Full field of 8. Moving up on the gate. Fate time. The rough and pacing Sagali leaves out between horses. Evening Maelstrom on the rail. I Can Do It. Joining them from the outside is Woodmere Jade 4th. 5th one to the turn is Elm Grove Misty. Away 6 is J.J. Kinley. 7th, that is Miss Chantal Mockerbay. The early trailer is Checkers Pride. They're quarter pole bound. A little serious here in the early going. Up between horses, that is Sagali to take over the lead. Now here is Woodmere Jade to keep them honest and Heffernan. She's set to take take over. Free-legged today. Woodmere Jade has cleared. Sagali is second. I Can Do It third. They're at the quarter, 29 and 1/5. Racing fourth, that is Evening Maelstrom. Rounding the turn, fifth is Elm Grove Misty. Sixth on the cones is J.J. Kinley. Miss Chantal Maccabee is a seventh. Off stride at the back. Checkered's Pride hit the run. They approach the midway point, led there by Woodmere Jade and Miles Sr. They're halfway home. Right there, second is Sagali. Into the turn, I Can Do It continues third off of 59 and 3 opening half mile. Evening Maelstrom goes fourth. Racing fifth is Elm Grove Misty. Sixth is J.J. Kinley. Miss Chantal Maccabee races seventh, trailing the field. Checker's Pride is eighth. The 3/4 comes next. Halfway up the backstretch they go, and they're chasing Woodmere Jade at the 3/4. Sagali continues second. I Can Do It third. Picking up fourth on the outside is Elm Grove Misty. Riding the rail fifth. That is Evening Maelstrom. Sixth is J.J. Kinley. Then Miss Chantal Maccabee, and off stride goes Checker's Pride. 1:31 and 2 with 3/4. They're homeward bound now, and Woodmere Jade looking to close it out. Opening up the lead late. Sagali is second. Elm Grove Misty third. It's Woodmere Jade for Miles Sr. Second, that is Sagali. Finishing third, Elm Grove Misty. They stop the clock in 2 minutes. 3/5. Now the results of the 10th qualifier. I Can Do It was 7th. Evening Maelstrom 6th. J.J. Kinley 5th. Checker's Pride was 8th. Sagali finished 2nd. Miss Chantal Maccabee 4th. Woodmere Jade the race winner. Elm Grove Misty finished 3rd. The fractions were 29 and 1. 59 and 3. 1:31 and 2. And the mile 2 minutes. 3/5. On the track is the 11th qualifier of the day. Winner Blast the 1 has qualifying driver Brett Clough. There's the 2, Dylan Sam and Kenny Murphy. Number 3, Cata Parker with Adam Werner. For Doc Darrell and Colin Shepard. Five, Blue Monk, Brody McPhee. 6 is Premier Joy, Mark Campbell. Winner Blast, Dylan Sam Cataparca, Doc Darrell Blue Monk, Premier Joy. Top of the stretch. Here they come. The rough and pacing Dylan Sam will lead them out. On the rail, that's Winner Blast second. Blue Monk, third one to the turn. Doc Darrell on the rails away fourth. On the outside is Premier Joy. And the early trailer, that'll be Cata Parker. They're quarter pole bound. It'll be Dylan Sam and Kenny Murphy to show the way. Winner Blast set up for the two-hole ride. Doc Darrell's away third. Blue Monk goes fourth. Then in fifth, it's Premier Joy. Trailing the field, that's Cata Parker. They're over to the opening station, led by Dylan Sam. The lead's a length on Winner Blast. Third one going into the turn is Doc Darrell, racing from fourth. That is Blue Monk. Premier Joy continues fifth with the trailer sixth. Cata Parker, they're over the quarter 30. And a 1/5. Off the turn they come, and they straighten down the stretch. The leader is Dylan Sam. Winter Blast continues second. Racing from third, Doc Darrell. Blue Monk goes fourth. Premier Joy continues fifth and sixth. That's Cata Parker. On by that opening half mile, and they're chasing Dylan Sam. The half mile's up 59-4. Around the paddock, turn for time 2. 3/8 left to go. Dylan Sam the leader. Second is Winter Blast. Premier Joy with a rush. Coming to pick up third on the outside. Racing the rail fourth is Doc Darrell. Blue Monk is tipped out at fifth. Cata Parker continuing to trail. They arrive at 3/4. Dylan Sam is still there, and it's getting late. Winter Blast is second from the outside. That's Premier Joy racing third. Doc Darrell is fourth. 3/4 in 1. 29-3. They turn for home. Dylan Sam trying to close it out. Premier Joy on the outside towards the rail. That's Winter Blast. Doc Darrell way wide fourth. On the wire they come next. Dylan Sam and Kenny Murphy go all the way. Winter Blast rallies up the inside second. Premier Joy held third. The time for the mile in 1:58 and a 1. Now the results of the 11th qualifier. Winter Blast was second. Dylan Sam the winner. Cata Parker sixth. Doc Darrell fourth. Blue Monk finished fifth. Better Joey third. Fractions of 30 and 1, 59 and 4, 129 and 3, and the mile 158 and 1. The 12th qualifier. On the track, number 1 is Better Than Glamour with Kenny Murphy. 2, Dusty Lane Zendaya, Corey McPherson. Ms. Moyes, 3, Adam Werner. I'll Tell Me Ma, 4, Mark Campbell. Five is Elm Grove Mistress, Jason Hughes. Mares lining up in the 12th are Better Than Glamour, Dusty Lane Zendaya. Ms. Moyes, I'll Tell Me Ma, Elm Grove Mistress. 12th qualifier, top of the stretch. Here they come. The rough and pacing and Elm Grove Mistress shooting to the front. Ms. Moyes into the turn. Away third is Better Than Glamour. Dusty Lane Zendaya's fourth. And I'll Tell Me Ma will trail early as they round the turn and arrive at the opening 8. It's Elm Grove Mistress and the Blue Knight Hughes. They're on the point going to the quarter. Second is Ms. Moyes. Away in mid-pack. Third is Better Than Glamour. That's Dusty Lane Zendaya fourth. Followed by the trailer fifth is I'll Tell Me Ma, arriving at the opening station, and that's Elm Grove Mistress, the fraction setter, got them to the quarter in 29 and 4. Tracking along in the 2-hole is Ms. Moyes, Better Than Glamour. She's in mid-pack, racing third. Fourth is Dusty Lane Zendaya, and I'll Tell Me Ma continues to trail fifth. Down the stretch they come. The half mile is the next station, and the unchallenged leader is Elm Grove Mistress halfway home. Ms. Moyes right on her back second. Better Than Glamour continuing third. Fourth is Dusty Lane Zendaya, and I'll Tell Me Ma fifth. The half mile in a minute and 3. Racing around the paddock turn as they arrive at the 5-8. It's Elm Grove Mistress, the leader on Ms. Moyes. Better Than Glamour third. Dusty Lane Zendaya and I'll Tell Me Ma. No right line action here yet as they arrive at 3/4 next. And it's Elm Grove Mistress, the leader there. Ms. Moyes second. Better Than Glamour third. I'll Tell Me Ma takes over fourth on the outside. Now the trailer. Dusty Lane Zendaya 3/4 up in a 1. 31-1 with 1/8 of a mile to go. Elm Grove Mistress brings them on home. Ms. Moyes second. I'll Tell Me Ma third. Better Than Glamour fourth. And Dusty Lane Zendaya on the line next. And Elm Grove Mistress takes the Blue Knight U's all the way. Second is Ms. Moyes. I'll Tell Me Ma will finish third. The time for the mile in 1:59.2. Now the results of the 12th qualifier. Better Than Glamour fourth. Dusty Lane Zendaya was fifth. Ms. Moyes second. I'll Tell Me Ma third. Elm Grove Mistress the race winner. 29-4. 1 minute 3. 1:31-1. And the mile 1:59.2. Qualifier number 13 on the track, one cheeky play, Corey McPherson. Two, the Fox, Kenny Arsenault. Three, Tradition, Gordy Hennessy. Weimar Jimbo wears number 4 for Kenny Murphy. Five, Mick Dundee and qualifying driver Brett Clough. Roll with Hottie Toddy wears the 6 with Jason Hughes. Qualifier 13 with cheeky play, the Fox, Tradition, Weimar Jimbo, Mick Dundee, Roll with Hottie Toddy. Top of the stretch. Now approaching a start. The rough and pacing Mick Dundee leaving out. Roll with Hottie Toddy goes with him. Tradition, the third one as they make the turn. Cheeky Play got away fourth. Racing fifth on the outside, Weimar Jimbo. And on the cones, the trailer. That is the Fox, and up the backstretch they go. Mick Dundee at the rail, the leader. Here's Roll with Hottie Toddy now. Run alongside and set to take over the lead for Jason Hughes. That is Roll with Hottie Toddy. Second is Mick Dundee, racing from third, Tradition. Fourth at the rail, Cheeky Play. Fifth is Weimar Jimbo, and the trailer, that is the Fox. They're up the quarter in 29 and 2. Over to the 3/8 pole. It's Roll with Hottie Toddy and Hughes now the fraction setters. In the 2-hole, that is Mick Dundee. Tradition comes out of the turn, racing third. Fourth up the rail is Cheeky Play. Weimar Jimbo has fifth, and trailing the field, that is the Fox. They're halfway home, led by the three-legged pacer, Roll with Hottie Toddy. Mick Dundee races second, the half-mile in a minute and a 1. Third as they round the turn, Tradition. Cheeky Play continues fourth. He's followed by Weimar Jimbo and the Fox. Up the backstretch they go. Positions are unchanged. They're headed to three-quarters. Roll with Hottie Toddy, the leader. Right with him in the 2-hole. That is on the inside of Mick Dundee. Tradition third. Cheeky Play fourth. Weimar Jimbo fifth. And the Fox is sixth. They're on past the three-quarters. Roll with Hottie Toddy, opening up a 2-length advantage. Three-quarters in a 1. 31 flat. They turn for home, led by Roll with Hottie Toddy. Mick Dundee second. Tradition is all alone third. Up the inside, Weimar Jimbo fourth. On the wire next, and it's Roll with Hottie Toddy. And the Blue Knight Hughes. Mick Dundee was second. Tradition will finish third, but it's Roll with Hottie Toddy. 1:58 flat, 27 seconds flat to close it out. Now the results of the 13th qualifier: Cheeky Play 6th, the Fox 5th, Tradition 3rd, Weimar Jimbo 4th. Mick Dundee was 2nd. Roll with Hottie Toddy, the race winner. They went 29 and 2. 1 minute 1. 131, 158. Qualifier number 14's on the track. Silver Hill Buddy is one for David Dowling. To the Yin Yang, Kenny Murphy. Good Eye Hawkeye, 3, Jason Hughes. For Selkirk Echo, Ron Matheson. Pep in My Step, 5, Jacob Sweet. 6 is Just Call Me Doc, Bim Ford. Silver Hill Buddy, the Yin Yang, Good Eye Hawkeye, Selkirk Echo, Pep in My Step, Just Call Me Doc, top of the stretch. Here they come. The rough and facing the Yin Yang, the first one off the wings. Second is Silver Hill Buddy. Third one as they race into the turn. Going to that opening 8th is Good Eye Hawkeye. Fourth on the outside, Just Call Me Doc. Selkirk Echo got away 5th. And the early trailer is Pep in My Step. And we have an early mover. And that's Silver Hill Buddy to make the move to the front for David Dowling. Second, the Yin Yang. Racing from third is Just Call Me Doc. Fourth on the cones is Good Eye Hawkeye. Then in 5th, it's Selkirk Echo. Trailing the field, Pep in My Step. So they arrived at the front quarter, 29 and 4. Silver Hill Buddy now puts the numbers on the board. Racing from second, that's the Yin Yang. Out of the turn from third is Just Call Me Doc. Fourth is Good Eye Hawkeye. Selkirk Echo, he has 5th. Trailing 6th is Pep in My Step. As they approach the opening half mile, Silver Hill Buddy's got him halfway home by 2. The Yin Yang is second. Just Call Me Doc is edging to the outside third. Fourth on the rail, that is Good Eye Hawkeye. 1 minute and 2 for half a mile. Racing from 5th is Selkirk Echo. He's tipping out, and trailing the field is Pep in My Step. They're on the back stretch for time 2. 3/4 comes next, and it's Silver Hill Bunny, the leader. Just Call Me Doc takes over second now on the outside. Third up the rail, the Yin Yang. Selkirk Echo moves up 4th. Good Eye Hawkeye 5th. Pep in My Step is the trailer. We've got a new leader now. Just Call Me Doc takes over late. 3/4 in 1:31 and 1, an eighth of a mile out, and Just Call Me Doc homeward bound, the leader. Silver Hill Bunny second, Selkirk Echo coming on the outside third. The Yin Yang 4th, Pep in My Step, and Good Eye Hawkeye, but it's Just Call Me Doc for Bim Ford on the line. Selkirk Echo was second. Good Eye Hawkeye will be third. The time for the mile in 1:59.3. Now the results in the 14th qualifier. Silver Hill Bunny 6th, the Yin Yang 4th. Good Eye Hawkeye 3rd. Selkirk Echo 2nd. Pep in My Step 5th. Just Call Me Doc the winner. They went 29 and 4, 1 minute 2, 1:31 and 1, and the mile 1:59 and 3. It's the 15th and final qualifier on the day. Burnout Hanover the 1, Brady Sweet. 2 is Better Than Butter, Colin Shepard. Rose Run Quest 3, Adam Werner. 4 Manterio, Brett Clough. 5 is Meticulous, Kenny Murphy. 6 is Screen Test, Corey McPherson. May say this group in the preferred opening day. That's a week from today, 6 o'clock start time. Here's the 15th. Burnout Hanover. Better Than Butter, Rose Run Quest, Manterio, Meticulous, Screen Test, Post Time. Rough and pacing, Meticulous and Better Than Butter leaving out. On the rail, Burnout Hanover 3rd, Rose Run Quest 4th. From the far outside, Screenplay is 5th, and then the early trailer as they move on around the turn. That is Manterio. To the backstretch they go, led by Better Than Butter. Could be short-lived. Here is Meticulous driving up on the outside, set to take over the lead. Meticulous, but a little to it and at it and to it early. As they go on by the quarter, Meticulous now clears. Second is Better Than Butter. Third up the rail. That is Burnout Hanover. They're at the quarter in 29 seconds flat. Fourth around the turn is Rose Run Quest. And in fifth is Screen Test. Trailing the field, that is Manterio. Down the stretch they come. The opening half mile, the next station, and Meticulous and Kenny Murphy get them halfway home. Second is Better Than Butter. Racing from third, Burnout Hanover. Rose Run Quest continues fourth. Fifth is Screen Text, and trailing the field, that is Manterio. 58-3 was the half mile. As they move out of the paddock turn for the second time, they straighten to the back stretch. Three-quarter pole land. They go there, and they're led by Meticulous. Better Than Butter, that's the two-hole ride. Burnout Hanover third, Rose Run Quest fourth, Screen Text fifth, and Manterio sixth. On past the three-quarter pole, led by Meticulous. He was there in 1:28-2. Approaching the 7/8, Meticulous the leader. Better Than Butter second, Burnout Hanover going wide third. Fourth is Rose Run Quest, Screen Text fifth, and Manterio deep in the stretch now as they come to the wire. It's Meticulous in line to Kenny Murphy to win. Better Than Butter was second, and Rose Run Quest come up the inside to be third. Time for the mile in 1:57-1. Here's the rundown from the 15th qualifier. Burnout Hanover fourth, Better Than Butter second, Rose Run Quest was third, Manterio finished sixth, Meticulous was the winner, Screen Test finished fifth. 29-58-3, 128-2, 157-1.